Revolution will not be televised, it will be streamed. I'm super excited that you've decided to connect with us today, to come into the room as the revolution is being streamed here on Facebook Live. I'm here with my main man, my partner in crime,
Yes,
and my
sir.
partner in intellectual things, Pastor Dr. Ricky Allmon. What's up, man? Good to
Man,
see
I'm
you, sir.
I'm doing phenomenal, Stephen. How are you, sir?
It's an amazing day, man. I'm glad to be alive and I'm glad to be free as we're celebrating the freedom of our people just a day after Juneteenth. Um, Man, so much has been happening. So much has been going on. We haven't talked as we normally talk this week
No, it's been
because the
crazy. But
time
you
has been.
you are a part of something yesterday celebrating Juneteenth that happened in Grant Park. Tell us a little bit about that. What happened, and what do you believe the import and the impact of that will be? What type of march was it?
Sure. So Pastor Chris Harris, a pastor of the Bright Star Church here in the city of Chicago, is doing a phenomenal job in bringing faith leaders together, faith communities. We had Muslims, we had Jews, we
Wow.
had Ben High. I think that's the name. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. I'd never heard of that faith before, but
Okay.
they were there. I mean, like everybody, Lottie Dottie, as we
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
the
it,
ba
everybody.
I think it's Baha Faith, Bahai.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So
Right.
everybody was there. Everybody had the opportunity to share from those different faith communities. And we marched, of course, fighting for our rights, fighting for policy change, fighting for justice to be done for people of color in the city and across this country, as we're going to keep our knee on the neck of those who have pen power to change
Right.
policy, to change legislation, so that we can level this playing field, continue to strive to eradicate racism and institutionalize systematic structures that keep Black and brown people down. So that's what we were fighting for yesterday.
That's amazing, man. I'm glad you're a part of it. Of course, I chided you before we came on in the
Yes, sir.
virtual green room, but that's okay. You'll make sure I'm at the next one.
Yes,
And
sir.
I mentioned to you we have one coming up next Saturday in the Woodlawn community. There's going to be a peace walk that's going to happen next Saturday. I think it starts around 10 o'clock next
Perfect.
Saturday at 63rd in Dorchester. So anybody that's looking to be a part of what I call proactive protest,
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's what we need. We don't need reactive protests. We need proactive protests, protests that are designed to build up, not tear down. And
Yes.
so I would encourage all of our viewers to go out and support any proactive protest anywhere in the world. Go out and help build up not just the Black community, but build up the culture. Let's return civil to civilization. How about
Yes,
that?
sir.
Let's turn civil to it, man. Well, it's good to be here. Who is this podcast designed for, Stephen?
Man, we're looking at pastors, entrepreneurs, corporate execs, consultants, social media influencers, educators, anybody who has influence over anything. If your goldfish listens to you, you have a position of leadership. So we want to target you, but ultimately, Rick, we're trying to get people who want to maximize their potential, mobilize their purpose, and multiply their productivity.
Yes, sir.
So if that speaks to you, we need you tuned in. If it speaks to somebody that you know, hit the @ symbol, type their name in, or hit the share button so that they can get plugged into this brilliance that's about to come billowing out of Dr. Ricky Allmon.
Look, he just gave you the instructions, so we need you all to go on and do that now. If you're on Facebook, share this on your timeline at as many people as you can so they can share it on their timeline. Start a watch party. If you're on YouTube, we need you to like this video. We need you to like this channel, share this video. If you're on Twitter, put it on your timeline. Periscope, how y'all doing? We glad y'all hanging out today. But go ahead and share this everywhere because it's about to be on and popping. Stephen, we've had, like you said, we've had so much, man, that has happened over the past 4 weeks.
Yes.
It looks like every week is a year in itself, a
Yeah,
decade in
man.
itself. Um, but about 4 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, if you have not watched the last 3 conversations we've done over the past 3 weeks, we encourage you to go back and watch those conversations, share them on your timeline, download them, do whatever you can. You want to watch those conversations because they were very relevant, they were very revelatory, They're very poignant, very powerful. I promise you, you'll get your marching orders out of those conversations and understand what to do economically, understand how you can help empower others in education who are educators, as well as those that are needing to be educated. You'll understand the minds of our millennials and how they're, and our mosaics and how they're viewing this time, how generations Y and Z are engaging this time. But before all of those conversations, about 4 episodes ago, can you believe it, Stephen? We're 14 deep now, man.
We in here.
About 4 episodes ago, Stephen started a conversation about partnership. And of course, you know, I'm gonna give Stephen a superhero moniker. He's gonna be called the Dr. Darkside. Because whenever we're exploring a topic, he's a very positive person, but he's also a realist.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about realists, they don't just see the roses; they see the thorns. Oh, that's good, Ricky. Hold on a minute.
That's tweetable, quotable.
Yeah, I don't normally clap for myself, but I'm gonna do that. But that's a realist. And you need realists in your life. I'm an idealist. I see the thorns, but I'm gonna go get you a pair of gloves quickly. So I see it, but I'm gonna try to create an ideal situation. Realists can be considered crude and sometimes cruel, because they'll let you prick your finger. They like, you should have been looking. I'm trying to prevent you from having to even see it. So I'm gonna give you some gloves. Realists go, if I'm gonna see if they're paying attention, I'm gonna check their capacity out. So Stephen is a realist. So whenever we approach a subject, we've sort of chose this good cop, bad cop process, and it just kind of happened organically because of our personalities. We didn't discuss it; it just happens. And so he dealt with the dark side of partnership. Stephen, this is your conversation. So just kind of set us up with this whole concept of partnership and why it's so important for us to talk about this. And then let's deal with some of the pitfalls that we want to avoid in partnership. And then I'll move us forward whenever you alley-oop it to me and talk about how to have productive partnerships.
Great. Yes, this is a critical component to success. You can't do it on your own. Partnerships are the only way that we're going to get where we're trying to go. From a social perspective, economic perspective, political perspective, any realm of life, partnerships are critical and crucial. This thing that we've been doing for 14 episodes now is successful because of partnership. Yeah. Rick brings a set of skills to the table that I don't have. I bring a set of skills to the table that Rick doesn't have. And we merge and we blend all of that together to make what I believe has been a very productive production, a substantive, successful production over the past 14 weeks to empower, encourage, and enlighten people's lives. We looked at this piece, go back, it's about 4 weeks ago, as Rick mentioned, and it just came back to me, Rick. I was trying to think of what I called it, and we talked about perverted patronage.
That's what you called it. That's it.
Perverted patronage. And in that, I talked about grooming. Anyone who's watched television over the course of past 10 years or so, you might remember a television show, How to Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
I love that show because it gave insight. I'm a sociology major from Morehouse. And so I like looking at people, studying people, behavior patterns, things of that nature. And so To Catch a Predator helped you to understand and take a sneak peek into the mindset of those who preyed upon people who were vulnerable, people that were often younger, people who were easy prey. And as I've lived and been in leadership in different spaces and places, I've seen that happen, not just from a pedophilia perspective, but I've seen that translate over into the church world, into the corporate space, the consulting space, where people who are in positions of power, leadership, they'll go and bring somebody alongside of them who's vulnerable, who's nimble, who's pliable, who's engrossed with them. And they often do damage to that person instead of deliver that person to their next level of life. And so I looked at this phase called grooming. That's what happens when prey finds when a predator finds its prey. They'll groom them. So there were 4 stages that I discussed there. There's the contact and the introduction, where you get to know one another. There's the relationship building, where you're allowing access in for that individual to see what they've always dreamed and desired to see. Then there's the testing and desensitizing to see and to build trust. to get them in that vulnerable position where you can really have something to hang over their head. Then there's the honeymoon and exclusive relationship. And it's after that where they probably end up chewing them up, spitting them out, and then moving on to the next victim. And so we wanted individuals to be alert to this grooming pattern that takes place in other dynamics of relationships so that you can know if you're in a dangerous partnership, and to show you some pitfalls that you can avoid as you move forward in life in various relationships, making sure you're connecting with the right person.
Right.
We don't have time to waste.
No.
We've got to do the right thing the right way and connect with the right people to get where it is that we want to go and what God is ultimately destined for us.
All right, hold on. You got to repeat that. You got to rewind. I need a rewind sound effect. Somebody send me. I said this on my show, Life Talks on Thursday night. I need a rewind. So please say that one more time.
Let me see if I can recall, because it was just flowing, Rick.
It was. No. And that's why you said we don't have time to waste. We've got to make sure we got the right people.
Yes. We got to have be connected with the right people who can help us to steer us towards our destiny. God has designed some amazing things for all of our lives.
Right.
There's some stuff that won't happen unless we do it.
Let me add one piece. You said we got to have the right people who bring the right things so that we can do what we need to do to fulfill the destiny God has. I had to repeat it for you because it was too good not to say it.
That's how partnership works.
That's how partnership works.
Yeah. That's a prime example of what
Can I ask you a question though, Stephen? I was thinking about this morning, and I was particularly thinking about the relationship, because you can have partnership without relationship.
Yes.
I believe productive partnership comes out of relationship.
Correct.
Would you agree that in order to have productive partnership, there cannot be even the hint of competition?
Man, that is
because I thought about us. Like, I mean, we're both very driven. We're very successful. We're very focused. We have the killer instinct. We want to take out everything that we do. But just from my side, and you can speak from your side, I'll pay you later for you to say the right thing. But from my side, I don't get any hint of competition. And I'm not just talking about when we're on the camera, even off the camera, just in our interaction. And I was thinking about that this morning. So first of all, let me tell you, thank you for being a personification of the productive side of partnership. Yes, because that means a lot. And so I just wanted to ask you if I wanted to make sure I just wasn't in my idealistic place, seeing through my prism of optimism. I wanted to make sure I was seeing this properly. And I wanted to ask, because you have some people that say, well, you know, I think you can have some competition. No, maybe friends can be competitive. But I think when it comes to partnership, it has to be, and I'm getting ahead of myself, so I don't want to do that, but I think it has to be totally collaborative for it to produce. And I just wanted to insert that to see if I was thinking about that in the right way.
Man, you are dead on. You're spot on with that. Listen, one of my mentors, Pastor A. Edward Davis in Chicago, he says it this way: when you're complete, you don't have to compete.
Hold on. Okay, y'all need to get that. Say it one more time, Stephen.
When you're complete, you don't have to compete.
That's good.
And because both of us are complete, we've got stuff that we're working on, stuff that we're seeking to achieve. And at the same time, we're trying to help each other get to their place of destiny and purpose. We don't have time. We don't have the room for competition.
I was about to say, it doesn't fit. Like, if we're trying to reach something, and I'm going to talk about that today, but you can't
talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So let me begin, because this is so pregnant. Let me begin with a very poignant and provocative quote that comes from my favorite person on the planet. Stephen is one of my favorite people. Okay. He's in the top 3, but my all-time favorite, no question, without revocation, is my girl, my boo, my baby doll, Demi. So I was having the most powerful talk you can have on the planet called Pillow Talk, right? This was a couple of weeks ago. And so I was just musing and ruminating. And so I was like, we were talking about partnerships.
Yes.
And she said something, Stephen, that I told her I got her permission to use it on the show, and I'm gonna act like it's mine. But she said something that resonated with me. I don't know what just happened. Are we still okay? There we are. Man, this thing does crazy things. She said something that resonated with me. She said, "Are you ready for this?"
I'm ready.
When your circle is full of winners, talking about your success is not considered bragging.
I love it.
Do you hear that?
I love it.
When your circle is full of, I knew you'd like that.
Yes.
When your circle is full of, because she's a realist like you are. So she said, when your circle is full of winners, talking about your success is not considered bragging. In other words, when you're surrounded by productive partnerships, you can be completely you. Yep. With all the success that comes with you, all the idiosyncrasies that come with you, and be fully embraced and celebrated as you, and never have to be anything less than you. So that's a powerful thought. As I get into this productive partnership, I want to start with the benefits. I think whenever you're trying to sell somebody something, and Stephen, you've been very successful in the retail space. So you know, whenever you're trying to sell somebody a product, you start with the value proposition.
That's it. Yeah,
you start with what's in it for them, right?
Yes.
And so I want to show you the benefits of productive partnership. So if you're hashtagging, hashtag productive partnership, put that in your caption if you posted this video on your timeline, because that's what we're talking about. We're not just talking about any kind of partnership. Stephen's already identified what unproductive partnerships look like in perverted patronage. I would encourage you to go back 4 episodes from this one and watch that. But I want to give you the benefits. I want to give you the value proposition of productive partnership. Number one, the first benefit of productive partnership is accessibility. When you have productive partnership, it brings resources to your life that you didn't already have for your life. That's what Stephen was talking about. Because we both have our high level competency sets. As a result, we come with intrinsic resource that we make available to each other gratuitously, freely. So that's the first benefit of partnership, is it gives you accessibility to things that you didn't have access to before. It provides resource. How does it do that? It does that through shared values, Stephen. Mm-hmm. Those shared values come out of a common cause. Because both you and I are committed to empowering people and equipping people and educating people, because of that, we have a shared value that takes whatever we have, and it's almost it's an intangible. We don't even have to think about it. It just comes out of us through the partnership. So that's number one, you get accessibility. The second benefit of productive partnership is accountability. It provides you stable relationships. So it puts people in your life that secure the vision that you have for your life through a common commitment. Yes. Because of my partnership with Stephen, I'm committed to him winning. So because I'm committed to him winning, I'm going to do whatever I can to secure his vision by holding him accountable for whatever it is that he wants to do. So if he says, Rick, I'm going to open this business, I'm like, man, what you need? What you thinking? He's got some things in the work now. I follow up with him every week in some form and say, so how's this going? Yes. So what's happening with this? So what do you need? You want me to look at that? And he does the same thing with me. So number one, the first value of productive partnership is accessibility, provides resources through shared values for a common cause. Number two, it provides accountability through relationship that secures your vision through common commitment. And then number three, listen to this, the third benefit of productive partnership is acceleration. Oh, I know y'all like that one. Y'all listening now. Acceleration. Are y'all ready for this? Because I'm about to give y'all a new word combination. I'm about to add something to the Funkin' Wagnalls Webster's Dictionary. Acceleration provides a responsive reality. Y'all ain't never heard that one before. A responsive reality. What'd you say?
I'm taking notes.
A responsive reality is when everything you do produces what you need. That's a responsive reality. Yeah. So when you have a productive partnership, you get accessibility, you get accountability, but then you get acceleration through responsive reality. How does that happen? I'm so glad you asked. It happens through a synergized value. There's a synergized value because you have a creative collaborator that's connected to your life. Did y'all get all of that? Y'all got to go back and listen to it. I ain't about to repeat it. All right. But you got to have that in your life. Now, let me give you. So those are the benefits. That's the value proposition. Yes. I'm trying to help you to understand the power of productive partnerships. I believe, Stephen, the tag that we put on this conversation is everybody needs somebody.
That's it, man.
Not everybody. Everybody needs somebody. And I'm going to be honest. I hope my prayer for you is that you find who you need. I don't want you living a life of abuse, because some of you all, I'm going to just say it. Some of you all are in abusive relationships and don't even know it. And I'm not just talking about marital situations or love interests. No, you're in abusive relationships on your jobs.
Yes, sir.
You're in an abusive relationship in some of your faith communities. Yeah, I said it.
Stay there.
Yeah, you're in abusive relationships and friendships. You say, what makes it abuse? Well, the working definition of abuse is anything that's negligent or that neglects what you need to function as yourself.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Abuse.
Yes, sir.
So if you're connected to anything in your life, I'm not taking back anything I'm saying today. If you're connected to anything in your life that's negligent or neglectful towards your life, that's an abusive relationship. That's an abusive partnership. That's an abusive friendship. And I don't care who it is or where the authority figure is placed in your life.
Or how much the paycheck is.
Huh?
I said, or how much the paycheck is.
Or how much to pay. Because some people will go against their own common sense.
Yes, sir.
And defer to conventional wisdom and say, well, I got to provide for my family, so I'm going to put up with this. Do you realize that the longer you put up with that, as Stephen said earlier, you don't have time to waste. You're literally wasting away your potential.
Yes, sir.
It's not worth your comfort.
Yeah.
It's not worth the compromise. So you got to break through. So there are three types or three attributes to productive partnership. So if you want to know whether you're in a productive partnership or not, there are three attributes that you need to consider. Now, it would be wonderful if your productive partnerships have all three of these, which is what I have with my brother Stephen and a couple other people. Of course, the ultimate relationship I have this with is my wife. And so those of you that's got partners in your life, I don't know what y'all doing. You need, and this is not a relationship conversation, but of course, when it comes to the revolution will not be televised, it will be streamed. We talk about life and leadership in the digital age, so there is no subject that's off limits to us. Listen to me. If you're married or dating or in any type of committed relationship, if the person connected to your life is not adding value to your life, listen to me. They do not need to be in your life. Stephen wrote a book called Mirror Moments. Get it. He's facilitating a mirror moment movement. He comes on Tuesdays. I'm putting this in now. At what, 2 o'clock, Stephen?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. I'm sorry. Comes on at 3 o'clock. I try to post it to my page as well. He talks about relationships. He spends a lot of time there. And we're going to have some relationship episodes coming up with some amazing couples. You don't want to miss it. Yeah. But you got to get this. Like, what? You don't just need somebody to have sex with. That ain't produce. I got to go there. I'm sorry. Stop it already. You're not a teenager. Oh, they make me feel so good. But what are they adding to your life when you get up out of that bed?
Yes, sir.
You better make sure that the person closest to you can help produce the most with you.
That's it, Ray.
If they can't produce something with you, it's time for you to get up out of that.
Yes.
I'm on one today. I'm telling you, because
I love it.
Everybody needs somebody, but you better make sure you have the somebody you need. Let me recapitulate
The right
that.
somebody.
Everybody needs somebody, but you better make sure you got the somebody you need. So here it is. There are 3 attributes that you need in a productive partnership, and I'm going to bid you adieu. Here we go. Number 1, you need somebody in your life who is a catalyst. So the first attribute you need to look for, if you're going to, Stephen, somebody just said, excellent book, Mirror Moments. Somebody else just said, I finished Mirror Moments, 10 out of 10 recommend. So I'm posting it on the screen. They shouting you out, man. You need a catalyst in your life. Why do you need catalysts? Because catalysts stimulate your potential. They help you to unlock what's inside of you so that it can produce for you. That's very critical to understand. You need a catalyst in your life because they unlock what's inside of you. I talked about a moment ago that responsive reality. Can you imagine everything you do producing what you need? That's powerful.
Yes, sir.
That's a powerful life to have. And so catalyst, yes.
Let me jump in here
of course.
Add to what you're saying. I think with this catalyst piece, it's uber important if you're a person that's risk adverse.
Yes.
You really need a catalyst or 2 in your life, because you'll talk yourself out of your potential and the possibilities.
Right.
You're scared.
That's good.
And you need that person that's going to keep pushing you past your limit of pain.
Keep unlocking you. So here is how you know if somebody is a catalyst. There are 4 characteristics of a catalyst. You all need to get this. Stephen, we should have this. This should actually been on a subscription. They should be paying for this one today.
Yeah, man.
We giving them. Well, they should be paying for all of them, especially the ones you do. So there are 4 things you need to look at with a catalyst. And y'all see that Cash App over Stephen's head. So y'all know what to hit up if we say something that, whatever. Y'all know what to do.
They've been in church where they throw the money at the altar when the preacher preaching good.
Exactly. Y'all know what to do. So a catalyst, there are 4 characteristics. Number 1, Stephen, a catalyst is loyal. They're loyal. That means they believe in who you are, regardless of what you've done or where you've been. So the first characteristic in somebody that's going to be a catalyst, somebody that's going to stimulate your potential, they've really got to like you. I'm not talking about a certain aspect of you.
Yeah.
They got to like they got to be down with you, and they believe in you regardless of your track record, regardless of what other people's opinions are of you. They got to rock with you.
Yes, sir.
They got to be lawyers. Stephen, I brag about you all the time, even to other people, because I was like, man, this is the most authentic and one of the most loyal people I've met. Like, if Stephen Thurston II is for you, he's for you. And what I understand, your father has the same reputation.
Yes, sir.
So you got it honestly.
It's a genetic thing.
But, that's the gangster in y'all. I get it. I understand where. I ain't going to tell nothing else. But because gangsters are loyal,
Yes, sir.
But you need somebody that's loyal, that believes in your heart. The second characteristic of a catalyst is they are affirming. They're affirming. They believe in your ability to accomplish something great. They're always telling you you can do it. They're always telling you go after it. They won't let you settle for less than who you are. The third characteristic of a catalyst is they are inspiring. They expand your vision to believe that what's ahead for you is greater than what's behind you or around you. This is so good.
Yes, it is.
They're inspiring. The fourth characteristic of a catalyst is they are unselfish. They are not seeking personal gain or benefit from your success. Listen, a person can't be a catalyst in your life if they looking for you to hook them up from the hookup they just gave you. You understand? Like a catalyst is somebody that says, listen, I'm not looking to benefit from this. I just want to see you win.
That's it.
And as Stephen said earlier, like that's our relationship. That's our partnership. Like it's for real though, as they say. Like we're about sin. I get excited when he tells me about any possibility, and I don't say, man, hook me up. Sometimes he'll tell me something and then call me and say, Rick, did you do what I'm like, oh no, man, you better get on that. That's an opportunity. And I forgot because my approach to it is I just want to see him win. And he does the same way with me. I'll ask him, Stephen, oh yeah, let me do that. Because you need that in your life. So let me give you a quick recap. A catalyst is loyal, they're affirming, they're inspiring, they're unselfish. All right. The second attribute of a person that could be in productive partnership is once you have a catalyst, secondly, you need a cultivator. A cultivator. A cultivator is somebody that helps you to strategize for purpose. So a catalyst stimulates your potential. They help you unlock it. A cultivator helps you to strategize for purpose. Listen to this. They help you unpack it. Because once I unlock it, once my potential is stimulated, I need a cultivator. See, when Stephen give me that Thurston smile, I know I'm rolling. Yes, I need a cultivator to help me unpack. You ever been in that place where you knew what was there, but you're like, what do I do with this? Yeah. What's the most effective and efficient way to use this? So if you're going to have a productive partnership, you need somebody who's a cultivator, who can help you strategize and unpack it. Let me give you the 3 characteristics of a cultivator. Number 1, a cultivator is creative. A cultivator is creative. They expand how you think. They expand. Somebody said, I need a cultivator. Well, that's what we're here for. And you can hit us up. We'll show you how to reach us at the end, not only collectively, but personally. Because everybody, these attributes I'm giving Stephen, everybody needs them in their life.
Everybody, man.
That's why we're dealing with this.
Yeah, this is why this is so good, because it's applicable to everybody's life, like right now.
Right now. You can use this today.
Yes.
That's why we say everybody needs somebody. So the first aspect of a cultivator is they're creative. They expand how you think. Secondly, and some of y'all might struggle with this one, but you need it. The second attribute of a cultivator is they are honest, brutally honest. Stephen had a conversation a little while back about mentorship and the elements you need in mentorship. You need somebody in your life who can give you exactly what you need when you need it. That ain't all, the way you need it. Because everybody learns differently. And so it's some people you can't be light on them. They need tough love. Now, understand this. A cultivator is honest. They provide positive feedback and constructive critique. But watch this. But a cultivator is not going to be hypercritical. In other words, they're not going to be demeaning or condescending, but they might come right to the
edge.
Yeah, I mean, it may feel like it, but they'll tell you, "I love you." You know what I'm saying? It's hurting me to tell you this. You know, like I'm a person. I don't like confrontation. It's just not my nature. But I will be confrontational. That probably makes me dangerous, because most time people that don't like confrontation, they gonna think that thing all the way through. So they considering all the angles. So when they hit you, bam, you have been popped. You get what I'm saying? Some people that like confrontation, they always going off. They popping off, but they haven't thought it out.
Yeah.
So they run out quick. But a person that doesn't like confrontation, they're going to be very incisive and precise and sometimes scathing.
Yes, sir.
Because they want to make sure they get out everything that needs to be said when they say it. So a cultivator is creative, a cultivator is honest. But then thirdly, the third attribute of a cultivator is they are empowering. They help you to maximize your strengths and they reinforce your weaknesses. Now, so if you're going to have productive partnerships, you need somebody that's a catalyst, that stimulates your potential, that unlocks you. You need a cultivator, somebody that helps you to strategize for purpose so you can unpack it. And then thirdly and finally, are y'all enjoying this? Y'all ought to be tapping the screen, releasing some hearts, shouting out,
Yeah, man.
telling us the thing that's speaking to you. I see some of you taking notes. Some of y'all got so many notes, I can't post it on the screen, but everybody else can see it. Thank you to my conscientious note takers. The third element or aspect of a productive partnership is you need a collaborator. So you got a catalyst, you got a cultivator. The third aspect of productive partnership is a collaborator. What do collaborators do? Collaborators provide structure and strength for productivity. They help you to unleash it. They help you to unleash it. And that's critical. Catalysts help you to unlock it. Cultivators help you to unpack it. Collaborators let the dogs out. Collaborators help you to unleash it. And they do that by giving you the structure and the strength that you need for productivity. They put resources in your hand. They give you direction. They tell you who you need to talk to. So you maybe were getting ready to do something and the normal process would take you 6 months. A collaborator said, look, we got this in 6 hours. Just call this person right here.
Yeah.
They skip about 10 people. You know why? Because they've already been there. I'm trying to show you all, everybody needs somebody. Like, you need somebody right now. So let me give you the 3 intrinsic attributes of a collaborator. Very critical. Hear this. Number 1, a collaborator is open. They help you to see more than one possibility. So you got to understand, most times when we're the person in something, we can't see the forest for the trees. So we become, Stephen, micro, even in moments when we ought to be macro.
Yes.
And sometimes we can get caught up in the minutia, that paralysis of analysis. You caught up in the day-to-day and forget why you even approach the day. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So what a collaborator does, a collaborator is a person who's open and they say, okay, I know you looking that way, look this way too. And a collaborator will give you the and also. They're not just giving you the either or. They're saying, let's look at all sides of this. The second attribute of collaborator is a collaborator provides focus to your life. They help you see through the process of possibilities regardless of the challenges. So because of their openness, they give you the focus you need so you won't be linear and limited. Whenever you hit up against a challenge, they help you to walk through that process. Like the collaborator is the nuts and bolts person. Mm-hmm. The collaborator is the person in the dirt with you. The catalyst is a launch pad. The cultivator is the soil, but the collaborator is the backhoe that you're using. It's turning over the soil. The collaborator is the one that's getting down and dirty with you and say, let us do this doggone thing.
That's it.
The third and final attribute of a collaborator is organization. They help you to identify what will be the best use of your time, talents, and resources. So these are the 3 types of people that you need in a productive partnership. It's always ideal if you can find all 3 of these in one person, as Stephen and I have done with each other. But you may have to find multiple people. You may have to find multiple people, and that's fine. But make sure you get the partnerships you need to represent these 3 areas. You need a catalyst. You need somebody that stimulates your potential, that can help you unlock what's in you. You need a collaborator. You need somebody that provides you structure and strength for productivity so you can unleash it. You need a cultivator. You need somebody that strategizes for purpose to help you unpack it. Then you need a collaborator. You need somebody that provides structure and strength for you to unleash it. And so you got to have somebody, Stephen.
You just gave away like a $500 a ticket session
I know I
for
felt
free.
that. It felt like that.
Yeah. I really
So if
hope that the
somebody want to
people
send the $500 right now, you can.
had $ Ricky Allmon. Listen, y'all, today, blow Ricky's Cash App up.
Oh
I'm
man.
I'm telling you, I'm being so serious. The information that he's dropped today, I've been to workshops and seminars where I've paid stupid amounts of money for content at this level. He's
Wow.
giving it to us for free. So let's be a blessing to him. Let's do something to show our appreciation for what he's poured out to us today. Because Rick, that was solid. It was substantive. It's
Thank you.
real. It's relevant.
Thank
Any
you.
adjective you could use, it applies to the content that you've given us today.
Well, whatever superlative you give to me, I ascribe back to you, and hit Stephen Thurston up on his Cash App $ Stephen Thurston. Let me tell you, we're really committed to this. And you all can see this was not just a pandemic play. Y'all see how we just come up with stuff. We if y'all listen, y'all could be writing books. Let us write the forward and send us part of it. I mean, we'll help you out. We'll get you right. But this was not a pandemic play. A lot of people have gone to the digital space and doing podcasts because they couldn't travel and do other things. Of course, we know that necessity is the mother of invention. And because both Stephen and I pre-pandemic traveled and did leadership workshops and consulting and revivals and conferences and all of that. And of course, we couldn't do that, but that was not our catalyst for this. We literally thought, like the week before people were quarantined, we were talking, we was like, we've got to do something. We really just wanted to speak to leaders and particularly pastors and make sure they knew how to manage the digital divide.
Yes.
That's what it started from. And then it just evolved from there. So we're committed to being that partner that you need in your life so that you can be tooled with everything that you need for your life. As a matter of fact, Stephen just put out a book called Unplug to help you to disconnect from the digital space. Of course, that's after you watch this show. But it's, I've read the book. Like, I'm not just plugging it because he's my guy. I actually read the entire book. It's timely information. It's relevant. And it speaks to your now. You can use it while you're reading it, you unplugging stuff.
Yeah.
While you're reading it, you're making sure you go to bed on time. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, you see, I read it, Stephen. Like, I really read it. But I need you to get that book. Go to StephenThurston.com. He's not only a project manager, but he teaches project managers. He's certified in doing that. He's a prolific preacher, a didactic teacher. He's thoughtful. I mean, he and I sit down and we can have conversation for hours and never get tired of talking. Like, it's those type of conversations that add to you while you're adding to it. It's the most altruistic connection. And so any resource you have, connect with him. You see his social media handle there, all things Stephen J. Thurston. Connect with him, get whatever he's got.
And then Rick has an amazing bandwidth as it relates to leadership and strategy and structure. Again, another amazing preacher, one of God's greatest, one of God's best.
Thank you, sir.
And you need to go to RickyAllmon.com. He's got an audio book as well for those who don't like actual reading. You just need somebody to speak it into your existence. He's done that for you. But you can pick up everything that Ricky's done at RickyAllmon.org. This man is a beast. Y'all need to support him. You need to get with him. You need to follow him. And then Thursday nights, if you like what you get here, sometimes you need a little extra in the middle of the week. That's kind of why we got like Wednesday night Bible study at church to give you that extra boost. But sometimes you need that extra stimulation as it relates to your cognitive thinking abilities. And Ricky provides that on Thursday nights on Facebook Live. at 8:30, correct?
Yep, 8:30. You got it.
8:30.
Yeah.
That's it. So please tune into that and get connected with people that want to help you grow. That's our aim, our desire, that you be better
Yep.
as a result of you tuning into what we have to share on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
You
Thank
want
you
to
all
close
for
us out with
joining
anything, Rick?
us. Go ahead.
You want to close us out with anything today?
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you about, thank you, Stephen. That was a perfect alley-oop right there because I just thought about it while you were talking. I'm doing something special tomorrow night for Father's Day at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm the eldest of 12 children. I don't know how many of you all knew that. I'm the eldest. I have six brothers, five sisters. I'm my father's namesake. And if you've watched some of the other episodes, I've had some of my siblings on. And I tell a story about how my parents did so well with me. They had to try 11 more times to get it right. And all of my siblings unanimously agree that they messed up so miserably with me. It took 11 tries to make up. But nevertheless, I digress. I've got 11 other siblings. And my mother, we all have the same mama, same daddy, all 12 of us. My father passed in 2012. And he's just a giant of a man in soul, spirit, intellect, leadership. He's my first mentor. He is my resource to this day in life in general. And so our family have never had a public conversation together, just talking about my father. And so I decided that we wanted to share with the world. Yeah, scary proposition indeed. It's going to be uncensored, unfiltered, unedited. Okay, it's going live. So just meet me on my platform on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope. 7:30 tomorrow night. You don't want to miss it. The Allmon family presents A Father's Story, is
It's gonna
what
be
we're
amazing.
calling it. A Father's Story. And we're going to be talking about a man that I wish the whole world could have met before he passed. He was a great father, great husband, great pastor, great church planter, great bishop, great confidant, great counselor. He was the advisor to politicians and change makers. So we're going to talk about him tomorrow. I'm getting a little sentimental already, Stephen. You can kind of hear it and feel it.
Yes,
But
sir.
join me for that. Thank you, Stephen, for the opportunity to share that. But
man.
meet me tomorrow. You're going to meet my family. They are a colorful bunch. I'm telling you. We've
And
got
all brilliant.
comedians.
That's the crazy part. I mean, you've had two of your siblings on here, and
Yeah.
they're both like killing it. Like the three of y'all killing it. So it's like you don't find that often in
No,
families
you
where
don't.
everybody killing it.
Yeah.
It's like that one special one, and everybody else is a dud. Nah, your
Now
parents
we
kept
got
pumping out
it's
brilliance.
12 specials. It's 12 specials coming up. You know how you pull up to McDonald's? Give me that. You got 12 specials. Well, 13 with my mother, because she is everything all by herself.
Got it, man.
And so join us for that conversation. Stephen, this has been amazing, man.
Yes, sir.
It's been so I want to think out loud with you right quick. I want to let them in on something we just automatically do. This was off the script. We normally end about 45 minutes. We're at 52. We won't exceed an hour. But I want to think out loud with you. And I didn't plan to even do this. It just hit me now. So I was thinking this morning, I know we have a sort of schedule we've been following or try to follow when it comes to what our episodes are going to be about. But I was thinking about the subject, unmute me. And this hit me this morning. I hadn't shared it with you, and I wasn't planning to share it live. I was going to wait till we got off, but I figured let them in on what partnership looks like.
Yeah,
so
man.
I was thinking about this subject or episode called Unmute Me, dealing with the power of story.
Yes, sir.
And the importance of people telling their own story. And so I thought about adding another episode in next week to talk about that. You don't have to commit to it. You can disagree with it live. That's fine.
This is fine with me.
But here's what I'm thinking about. I think I'll find a guy, you find a young lady. I'd like for us to find some spoken word geniuses.
Okay.
Okay. I've
All right.
I've got a guy in mind already. I'm not gonna put his name out here because I don't want to like put him on the spot and he's not available. So I'm not gonna do that to him and have the world mad at him. But I've got somebody I'm gonna call. You think about who you could reach out to. But I think I'd like to bring on some spoken word geniuses, some spoken word artists to craft some stories.
Cool.
And we'll throw some different narratives at them.
Okay.
We'll have them come on with an original piece that they bring on, but then we're going to throw some narratives at them. So if you've got some ideas that you want them to discuss, they're going to demonstrate the power of story. How about that?
I love it. Let's get it done.
Now, of course, that makes me think about a whole preaching and homiletic approach to that, and having some preachers on to have to create in the moment. That would be so this, y'all, this is how we talk. Like this is what partnership looks like. Like we just get to exploring, and you need people in your life. So Stephen, what do you think about that? And as we go off, I want you to go off with talking to people about the importance of their narratives. Because over these past 3 weeks, particularly with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and the most recent incident at Wendy's and the multiple other incidents that have happened, it's important for us as Black people to shape our stories. We see they're bringing down Confederate statues in some places, renaming schools. What do you think about this idea? And then let's go off with you talking to us a little bit in a provocative way about the importance of us shaping our own narrative.
Yeah, man, I love this idea that just dropped on you. That's perfect for where we are, because we always want to remain culturally sensitive so that we're feeding people from a holistic perspective,
right?
Meeting every aspect of their lives. Our stories are critical, they're crucial. All of us have a story. And what we as Christians often kind of like miss is that biblical text that we read, that's a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
The power of story is right there in the biblical text. Over 2,000 years ago, those stories that were told are still impacting us this day. And the stories that we tell today, sometime in the future, are going to impact somebody.
Right.
Those Jewish men who were writing to other Jewish men never knew that 2,000 years later, their stories were going to be impacting culture and humanity. And so the potency and the power that lies in your voice, in your testimony, in your experience, can literally change somebody's life. And we have to take the pen and take the power that comes with the pen back, because he who holds the pen holds the power. I could really go down a different road.
I need you to save the rest of that for next week. My hands are lifted. So I just need the prayer right now. I came to Jesus just as I was. Weary, wounded, and sad. I found in him a rest and he has made me glad. Listen, this has been The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. It will be streamed with yours truly, Ricky Allmon, along with my fellow host, brother, friend, and partner for life, Reverend Stephen Thurston. Thank you for allowing us to join you today. Meet us here every Saturday at 11:30. If we ever have to change the time, we always put it out there in advance so you'll know about it. But thank you for joining us. Before you go off, go over and join The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. It will be streamed group now. Answer the 3 questions. The 3 questions, and then hit Stephen's Cash App up.
And then hit Ricky's after mine.
He need to gain about 15 pounds anyway. Well, I ain't gonna do that to him. But no, hit him up. Thank y'all for joining us. We love you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Holla.